Here we go. Tonight, the Jets will face off against the Atlanta Falcons in a Monday night preseason game. Now, a lot of us have been talking about it. It's been an ongoing thing. We don't want to see a lot of our veterans out there. There's a fear factor of any of those guys getting hurt. Again, knock on wood, but I can definitely understand and respect why the majority of us are taking a stance on who plays tonight and who shouldn't. We've been plagued by the injury bug. We saw a couple of injuries go down yesterday, to include Kayvon Thibodeau taking a real nasty and dirty hit. And I don't think we need to have our guys out there against the Falcons, where there's going to be a lot of guys, I think, trying to go ahead and make the roster. And again, not a lot of talent on that roster, right? So guys are going to try to go above and beyond to go ahead and make a name for themselves during this game tonight. So I've decided that we should sit our vets. I'm with the consensus, same majority. Sit our vets, we'll play our young guys, and go ahead and see what those guys are about. With that said, here are 5 individuals I think we need to keep an eye out for this evening. All right, let's go. Okay, so with that being said, there are 5 young guys that I think we should be keeping a special eye out tonight for, to kind of get an idea and feel for what these guys can bring to the table to make that final 53-man roster. Starting with Tenzel Smart. Now, Tenzel Smart is right now somebody who's come out of nowhere, right? Kind of like shot out of the gates, has been having a pretty good camp, showing some things during the preseason, but we don't know for sure if he's yet beat out Sheldon Rankins, right? And in terms of what he brings to the table, I'm a big fan of Tenzel Smart. I like the individuals with the upside, more of a higher ceiling. We kind of know at this point what Sheldon Rankins is. I'm not a big fan. I know that he's got a relationship with the New York Jets, especially with, I don't know, Robert Saleh. They must really love this guy, because I didn't think he did anything last year to warrant the affection and the love that he keeps getting. So for me, the number one guy that I want to go look at tonight is Tenzel Smart. It's an opportunity for him to go ahead and put more reasons why on tape as to why the Jets cannot cut him. Now, I do believe the Jets are going to probably carry almost, I think, 11 defensive linemen to their 53-man roster. And I think Tenzel Smart should be one of those guys. One of those cuts is probably going to have to be a guy like Sheldon Rankins. I know Vinny Curry's also on the hot seat. We're not going to see him tonight because he's obviously injured. But in terms of another player we should keep an eye out on, Tenzel Smart, I think, brings a lot of upside to this roster. And as Jets fans, we should be keeping an eye on him tonight and rooting for his success, in my opinion. Okay, so another player that we got showing up tonight, it's kind of weird. So this is a twofer, right? So Jabari Zuniga, Bryce Huff, I believe, is hurt, so we won't be seeing Bryce Huff play this tonight. But Jabari Zuniga has been picking up steam, and as much as I'm a fan of Bryce Huff, it's very possible that maybe Jabari Zuniga just needed some time to kind of come into his own. But I really don't know. We don't know. The guy is often injured. We know he has all the talent in the world. For the longest time, it was a concept of whether or not he had the work ethic, the mentality for the game, or if he's going to stay healthy to play in the game. So right now, with him apparently keeping us like a little bit on even kill, trying to figure out what he's going to do or not do, I think it's a great opportunity for him tonight to go ahead and show out and show us exactly what it's about. So Jabari Zuniga is somebody I definitely want to go ahead and see elevate, take advantage of these opportunities, so we can really see if he's worth potentially making it on that 53-man roster. Worst case scenario, a wonderful piece or a wonderful asset we can go ahead and trade for a mid to late round draft pick if he balls out. So keep an eye out for Jabari Zuniga. The next guy on the list, I gotta go with Isaiah Dunn, man. We've seen some things with Isaiah Dunn where he's had a pretty good training camp, right? And he's had some flashes here and there. But the real question is, do we keep him or do we keep Hardy? Hardy, we know, brings to the table the ability to go ahead and be an asset on special teams. But Isaiah Dunn, I think, is more of a complete cornerback. He's actually able to go ahead and cover, and he could also slide into that role of a special teams player if need be, even though I guess at this current moment in time, we would probably say that Hardy has a more proven resume. Isaiah Dunn is definitely somebody that I think we should be looking into as well and keeping an eye on tonight, because we got to kind of get that kind of figured out as we get closer and closer towards final cuts. So Isaiah Dunn is a third person that we should be keeping an eye on this evening. So my fourth guy, okay, maybe this is controversial, maybe it's not. I don't know. Will Parks, strong safety. I gotta admit, I think possibly Ashton Davis is potentially ahead of him in the pecking order in terms of the depth chart, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I think Will Parks has kind of come out and he's proven himself to be a valuable asset. He's been making plays throughout training camp. He's been a consistent riser throughout the entire offseason and training camp. I want to see him tonight. I want to see him tonight ball out, and I kind of want to go ahead and him put enough stuff, enough skills and performance on tape for us to feel comfortable with the New York Jets moving on from Ashton Davis. I think right now that potentially Joe Douglas is kind of holding on to Ashton Davis because he was one of his first draft picks whenever he took over. The guy has a huge athletic profile, like really up. I guess you can say like a high ceiling when it comes to athletic profile, but we've not seen him able to achieve that. He's been pretty much bartering on hitting that floor. Horrible angles when it comes to tackles, like he's a liability in coverage. I mean, he's had a play here and there, but Ashton Davis has not shown us enough to warrant why he was picked in the third round, I believe it was. It was a third round pick. So with that said, I think Will Parks could be the answer. I think Will Parks actually is a better player than Ashton Davis thus far. So I really want to pay special attention to him tonight to make sure that I'm solidifying that and that he puts enough on tape so the Jet staff feels the same exact way. So keep an eye out for him as well. My fifth and final individual that I think we should be paying special attention to this evening, Bam Mcknight. Van McKnight, again, another individual who was a consistent riser, undrafted free agent, really young guy, right? So he's not a veteran and whatnot, so we don't know what he is or what he is not in this league. All we see is upside based off of how well he's performed in training camp and of course during the preseason. I want to see him tonight ball out. Ball out. You need to make it known to the Jets organization that either one, you deserve to be on that 53-man roster by outperforming the likes of Ty Johnson. And dare I say it, maybe even Tevin Coleman. Are they just going to carry 3, 4 running backs and a fullback? Or 3 running backs and a fullback? Like, we don't know. We're still trying to figure out how that's going to look out. But for me, I'm a big fan of Bam Mcknight, man. I love what he's done. I love the explosion he brings to the table. He's a compliment to Brees Hall as well as Michael Carter. Um, Tevin Coleman, I think potentially we've got too much invested in him in terms of his contract, so he might not be as easily of a cut. But I think Bam can overtake Ty Johnson, and I think it would behoove the Jets to pay attention to him tonight as well as us, because ultimately that could be, I mean, that could be a heck of a monster, right? We got Brees Hall, Michael Carter, and then we would have Bam Mcknight, 3 young individuals. And if Tevin Coleman stays, and he can go ahead and pretty much be that veteran leader, veteran mentor of these guys, that could solidify our running back room for the next 3 to 4 years. Bam Mcknight is somebody right now that I'm really excited to take a look at tonight. And I want to see him put enough on tape to make it almost impossible for the Jets to let him go. Maybe I'm biased, but at the end of the day, Ty Johnson, he's had his opportunity. I think it's time for us to go ahead and comfortably say it's been real. Time to go. Maybe he can sneak onto the practice squad. I don't know. But ultimately, in terms of my fifth individual, Van McKnight is the individual I want to see ball out tonight. And these are the individuals that you should be excited about as well. But I have one bonus one for you as well. Okay, so it's one bonus one. I get it. But nonetheless, it needs to be said. It's pretty much 2 individuals. I actually want to see Braden Mann and I want to see Greg Zerline kind of go at it tonight. I want to see a couple of kicks. I want to see them put under pressure and see how they perform. The kicking aspect, I've not really touched on much this entire offseason. I haven't talked about these guys, but as we're getting closer and closer to the season happening, it's important for us to have a kicker that can be relied upon and make kicks. That's just a fact. And Braden Mann and Greg Zerline have both been having a pretty good camp. Now, Greg Zerline has the bigger leg. Everybody knows that, much bigger leg. But in terms of accuracy, I would give the hand up to Braden Mann. Now, I want to see them both tonight. So it's kind of a twofer, right? So I said one more, but in all actuality, I want to see these guys under the lights on Monday Night Football get some pressure, make some kicks, and see who goes ham, who goes long, who's more accurate. I kind of want to see how those guys perform under pressure because, again, having a valuable kicker or a kicker you can depend on in the special teams is invaluable. We know this as Jets fans. We've seen the debacle of us having to make the decision of do we go for it on fourth down or do we take the kick? And we'll go for it because we don't have faith in that kicking room. But now, with these 2 legitimate options, I think that can go ahead and shift the sails a little bit if we see those guys perform tonight and get a better gauge as to what they bring to the table. So those are my top 5/6 individuals I think we should take a look at tonight while we're watching some football. I'm excited. You should be excited. The New York Jets are officially back. I mean, we've been back, I guess, since last week with the Philadelphia Eagles game. But this is Monday Night Football. We're going to be on ESPN tonight. That to me officially means like it's back because everyone gets to see what these guys look like. And I think it's kind of a statement piece. You kind of show out today and you're going to be on the national stage. It's kind of important for us to go ahead and not show our ass. Yep, that's right. I said it. Not show our ass. Because in this situation, we already have the doubters, and then we have the believers. We have the haters, and then the believers. And we've got individuals who are all over the place. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to showcase what this team is about. Not necessarily with the veteran aspect, but to kind of like exemplify the depth that we have behind those starters, right? We don't need our starters to be out there to go ahead and do anything, get hurt. We need those guys to rest, watch the game, take those mental reps in. They had their time during the joint practices. But to show how much depth this team has by putting on some of those younger guys and to create some of those battles to see these young guys try to perform and earn their spots on the roster only goes a long way for us as Jets fans and for the organization. So, yeah, that's it for me. That's it for me. Those are my 5/6. The kicker role is something I want to also keep an eye on. But let me know what you think. Like, who are you most excited to watch tonight? Who do you think is going to make most impact? Who do you want to see make this 53-man roster and believe this evening they can go ahead and kind of set the tone? And leave a comment, drop a like. Let me know what you're thinking. As always, I really appreciate all of the feedback. I love the comment, the love, and the support you guys provide. This is really, really fun. Like, this is like my stress reliever, having a chance to kind of sit out here and just talk to you guys on a regular basis. And yeah, go Jets. Go Jets. Let's go. Let's go. Question for you too. If you're listening to this, can you hear me like well on both speakers on your phone or your car, whatever the case might be? Want to make sure that I was able to fix the audio concerns that was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers. I wasn't aware of it. He made it known, so I've actually adjusted the channels so that way like both channels are focused directly on me when I'm talking. Again, new microphone, so I hope it's not an issue and that you all can hear me just fine. But anyway, like I was saying, leave a comment, drop me a like, and if you're not subscribing already, please subscribe to the channel. More great content to come. We're going to be having our post-Jets Fanatic point of view press conference probably tomorrow. I'll drop that video after the game tonight. So fun stuff, you know what I'm saying? Having a good time engaging with you guys. So again, like, subscribe, follow, and let me know again about that audio situation. Till next time. Content to come. We're going to be having our post Jets Fanatics